Hi guys, and welcome to the latest episode of Footy Show. We've been away for a couple of weeks now, and again, but a couple of bits and pieces going on behind the scenes. But we're back now. Big demand from our fans, and I know you've been waiting for it. So welcome back to us, I think. So, Erks, first topic of discussion. What's going on at United?
I'm not happy. I can't fucking stand it no more. I don't mean to swear, but I actually can't fucking stand it. I waited a whole season to look forward to watching us play. We splash out, was it 50 something million or 60 million on Wan-Bissaka? Splash out 80, 90 million on Maguire.
Yeah.
You get rid of Sanchez, who deserves to go. You get rid of Lukaku, whoever goes. And you got the last half an hour against West Ham, Jesse Lingard up front. What the fuck is going on? If you don't put Lingard up front, you got Mason Greenwood, who's 17 years old. He's a fantastic player, but
potential
but if you're gonna sell Lukaku, at least get a replacement, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be losing to West Ham. Take nothing away from them, but we shouldn't be losing to them. We shouldn't be drawing 1-1 to Rochdale and going to 20s.
It's embarrassing right now.
I almost can't wait for the season to end. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And there was a clip on Twitter, I think, on Man Utd Fan TV. They called Rio Ferdinand in the car and they interviewed him or something. They asked him about a question, you know, what's going on, and someone shouted out, Oli needs to go. And he had a rant saying, is that really the answer to all the problems? Does Oli needs to go? You know, you need to give him time. We can't just switch managers every year, etc. But
do you think is Oli? Do you think he should go?
What I don't understand
is
before he got the contract, he seemed like he was, he had the right ideas.
Couldn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. After he got the contract, our record is abysmal. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrible.
It's relegation form.
Do you know what I don't like about him? Is in every interview he seems so positive.
Yeah. He's not saying it how it is.
Yeah, he's sugarcoating everything. It's like, I think they asked him a question against West Ham and he was like, "Oh, we done all we can. We ran our hearts out." Like, what the fuck does that mean?
It's embarrassing.
You're fucking Man United. Who cares if you ran your heart out?
Yeah, exactly. We're better than that. It's almost he's deluded.
It's like he loves the club so much that he just can't face to say a bad word about him.
Yeah.
Or about the club. And then I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if anyone else. It was all over Twitter, so I'm sure people saw it. Phil Jones apparently. Apparently. I mean, I don't know
if that was.
Only sacked in the morning, and then Edward returned and said, "Shut up, we're on camera." But I don't think he did say that. But
I don't think that was real, but yeah.
And then now you got talks of Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Coming in. What do you think of that?
Well, I agree with you. It's absolutely embarrassing at the moment. We're painful to watch. I don't like watching. We're boring. We're slow. That game against West Ham was disgraceful. How awful we played. It was such a. They just didn't get going. You compare us to Man City or Liverpool. When you watch those teams, it's exciting to watch. You enjoy watching that football.
7-0 Man City beat Watford.
They caned them, but it's pretty football. It's great to watch. And then you watch us. We're struggling to put two passes together. You don't get the same threat when you're watching us, you know, and it's disappointing. And like you said, we lost Lukaku, we lost Sanchez, but we never replaced those players. I do quite like our signings. I do like Wan-Bissaka at right back. I think he will develop to a really good player and he's hard to go past. I like Maguire. I think he's a good centre back, but we haven't replaced the players that we've sold. Yeah, like you said, Lingard up front and last half an hour against West Ham, atrocious.
What does he offer to the team? I just don't see it.
His shit.
He's in training session. He must fucking be absolutely brilliant. He must look like Pele or something. For him to still be at United, he's a basic player, and he's also into that social media twist. I think he's into that social media fame.
Yeah. His attitude's wrong. I don't think he hasn't produced a goal and assist for how many
Adam
games?
Johnson apparently has got more assists than him, and
he's in prison. That's what I mean. It's a joke. So, from that point of view, it is embarrassing. We shouldn't have given Solskjaer that contract when we did. We shouldn't. We should have waited to the end of the season, seen how he performed, and then give him a contract. All right, the first 12 games or whatever, brilliant. But there's a reason for that. Our confidence was rock bottom when Mourinho left. Anyone could have picked up and got the results they did. Well, it wasn't hard.
That's what Fink said, didn't he? Paul Ince said anyone could have walked in that job. He goes, I could have walked into that job and raised up the confidence in that team. And everyone was laughing at Paul Ince.
Maybe Paul Ince heard me on a previous podcast or something, because I said that from day one.
Possibly.
Yeah. So, I never saw anything from Solskjaer tactic-wise that impressed me. It was the players suddenly performing because Mourinho had left, That only lasts so long, as we've seen. Since that, was it the PSG game, or since they gave him that contract, it's just been downhill. We ended the year last year horrifically, and we've started this year horrifically. Apart from the exception of the Chelsea match at the start, we've played absolutely atrocious. So but saying that, it's not just Oli for me. I think Oli should go. That's my opinion. I think he's not good enough. He's a legend at United, fair enough. But not just him, but Woodward. Woodward needs to fuck off, because Woodward is dragging our club down. The whole structure up there.
But you say that
needs to go.
You say that to the Glazers, and the Glazers are like, no, what are you talking about?
But he's making their money.
Woodward is fantastic.
Why. Because he's making their money.
Of course, was it?
Is that how the Glazers talk? Because for me, they're American.
Whatever they're fucking talking,
they're only in it for the money, for the profit.
Yeah.
At the expense of
we
trophies.
Got four new sponsors deal or something like that, and
they're fucking draining our team financially, and that's the problem. We've got no structure there, and as a United fan, it really pisses you off.
Yeah.
We linked to Wenger. Would you take Wenger?
Yeah, I think I would. I think I would take Wenger. But with Wenger, if he's sat down and seen and analysed football and how it's developed over the last several years, and there's a certain new way of playing it, which, don't get me wrong, obviously he brought that way of football to Arsenal, didn't he? That tic-tac. Tic-tac. But then his last few years at Arsenal, going so long without winning the league and just finishing top 4, it seemed like he was a bit backdated. That's what it looked like. So if he's coming into the Wenger, which first walked into Arsenal and got Arsenal playing tic-tac football, made them the Invincibles, then I would 100%, I would kick Oli out the door myself.
The guy's a legend. He revolutionised football. He's not a bad manager.
A legend doesn't make a manager. Well, he's not a bad manager, but he's not a good manager. I don't think.
Wenger isn't a good manager.
I'm
talking about Wenger.
Wenger's a fantastic manager.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'd take him. You worry about his age now, and it's not going to be a long-term job. But if he can sort us out, get us to some stability.
Ideally, I think what we need is someone like your Klopp, who's energetic on the sideline.
Yeah, definitely.
Player-to-player communication.
Man management skills.
Pep, same thing, young.
Yeah, Pochettino.
And then, so my next question was going to be Pochettino, Spurs. Spurs a bit of a downfall right now.
Yeah.
Got knocked out of the League Cup. As a Spurs fan, I think we was talking about it when Bibbs was here, wasn't we? It's like, where's your medals? Where's your trophies?
Yeah.
And they get knocked out of the League Cup. as a Spurs fan, are you not saying to yourself, why aren't you, I want to see us lift the League Cup. I want to see us, would you not want to see Spurs win the League Cup as a Spurs fan?
You'd want to see them win any cup, the League Cup. That's probably going to be their only chance. Well, FA Cup potentially as well, But at the moment,
you can't write them off the Champions League.
No. Well, you can't. But what I'm trying to say is Spurs are probably in the same boat as Man United right now. Confidence is just shot completely. They're losing games where they should be winning. But they're losing games from a winning start. Last 3 games, they've been winning at half-time. Arsenal match, Olympiacos match, Leicester match. They've gone on to lose 2 of those games, and drawn the other. So something's wrong at Spurs right now, because that's not the Spurs of last year. Spurs of last year were fantastic. Got to the Champions League, final. They were doing well in the league as well. Not challenging, but they were in the top 4 comfortably. So something's wrong at the moment. That could, I don't think Pochettino is happy, because if he's happy, that Spurs team will be doing a lot better than they are right now.
Hasn't it all started from when Pochettino says, I don't feel like I'm the manager, change my role from manager to head coach or something?
He hasn't started from there. He started way before that. That reaction from Pochettino is because of what's happened before that. Obviously, I'm not a Spurs fan, but I can see exactly why Pochettino's pissed off, because that Spurs team last year or last 2 years were actually fantastic. Players coming to their peak. Quite a young sort of team before that as well. They've got a fantastic stadium, arguably the best in the world. It's an amazing stadium.
Other than the fact it looks like a toilet seat, but
well, there you go. But it is an amazing stadium. And the problem with Pochettino is he thinks, and I think rightly so, you need to spend big now. Spend big, buy a few players,
but they're ball players,
and you can really challenge for the title.
But they're ball players.
They haven't bought players that will challenge for the title. What? Okay.
Like who?
What's Session?
Yeah.
Is he a left back that will strike fear into the hearts of teams? No. He's a player for the future. Buy players now.
And Dembele, the one.
And Dembele is good. I'll grant you that. One player. When they didn't buy a player for over a year, and you bought one player that Lesotho, he's not gonna tear up the Premiership. I'm sorry. Yeah, you buy one decent player when you haven't spent for over a year. That's not gonna win you and challenge for the title. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I can see his frustration.
Is it enough for the Spurs fans to be saying Poch to go? Because that was trending last week. Yeah.
They're wankers. If they're saying Pochettino to go, they're wankers. I'm telling you that now. They don't know about football.
In fact, I know one of our followers on Instagram, and he specifically put on his Insta, he goes, it's time for Poch to leave.
He doesn't know about football. Yeah? Spurs fans are quick to cuss Arsenal fans about how they treated Wenger. Yeah? They're fickle. How dare they criticise Wenger? How dare they hand him out the club, which in effect is what they did. That's what they're turning into. If they're turning on Pochettino after everything Pochettino has done for them, he's got them challenging, he's got them competing, then they don't know about football. And they're fickle.
Isn't that great news for us though? Seeing Poch do bad at Spurs, if he comes to us.
If he comes to us.
That to me, it looks like it's heading that way.
Shall I tell you where Manchester United fucked up? When they handed Solskjaer that contract.
No, when they fucking handed David Moyes the contract, that's when we fucked up.
Alright, that you're going on, that's before. But where we fucked up recently, that moment we handed Solskjaer that contract is when we said bye-bye to Pochettino, as in potentially coming beginning of the season. Because I'll tell you what, Pochettino would have come to us at the beginning of the season. If he knew that job was available, he'd have told Levy to fuck off.
Maybe Pochettino said, give me another year here, or etc. I told him, give me another year and I'll come over.
Levy weren't giving him money. Levy was not spending it. Pochettino wasn't happy from the start. He would have come to us. But we handed
Yeah, but
Solskjaer that
I
contract.
just think there's more to it. There's more to it.
More to what?
I don't to Poch's attitude.
He might have got pissed off by Ericsson, by Alderweireld.
Yeah, but what does he expect? What does he expect from these big players? That they're not going to turn around and say, "I want to win trophies. I want to go to move. I want to move to big."
You know what?
Which is pretty much what Ericsson said in the summer.
I think it's a couple of things. All right, trophies, but why they're not challenging for trophies right now is because of the wage structure. It's because
it's not the wage.
Levy is the wage structure. You're not going to attract
no
the world's greatest
No one's challenging for the title because no one's near Man City and Liverpool. That's
but Spurs could have bought these players if they had the wage structure. Look at Van Dijk.
They can't.
Liverpool bought him because they could offer him his wages. Spurs are limited, you know. Ericsson, the guy maybe wants to stay at Spurs, but you're not offering him the contract that he could get at other bigger clubs, and I think that's the problem as well. It's not only it's not greed. He wants to be paid fairly compared to what other players are paid.
He's getting paid like 100,000 a week. How fair?
Yeah, but you look at Liverpool, Man City, United. They're getting paid 300 grand a week. You know, he wants to be paid
for Man City. Liverpool are also generating. By winning titles and winning these competitions, they're generating a lot of money. Spurs aren't doing that.
Spurs are generating money. You know how much they're earning every day when they're on their stadium?
From the stadium they are now, which is maybe why they've Levy said, okay, go out and buy your players, which is he's bought.
With that tight wage cap? I don't buy it.
So Levy's the problem?
Yeah. Levy is the problem. That's what I've said.
Actually, I was talking to a Spurs fan, and he told me that, you know those the big machinery that they use to build the stadium, the cranes. There's about I can't remember how many of them, but Levy ended up buying them outright, like 4 or 5 cranes outright, cash, right. And he now rents them out.
The guy, look. So whatever I'll say about Levy,
and be careful what he says.
No, whatever I say about Levy, I think he's the problem as why Spurs are in the position they are. But he's a fantastic businessman. The guy knows how to make money, and they're making money. So it all boils down to what do you want, you know? It's making money, or is it winning trophies?
Well, that's what football's about now these days.
I don't agree with that though.
No, I'm not saying it's right. I didn't say it's right. I said that's what it's about.
It is, unfortunately. It's a money grabbing machine, but that's because there's too much TV money, too much sponsorship money in the game, and to an extent, it's ruining football.
So is Poch the man for United?
I'll take him all day.
Yeah,
I'll take him all day. You know, but that's that. Let's talk about Chelsea. Let's talk about how they've been performing this year and certainly the introduction of all their youngsters.
Eventually. Or finally, should I say.
Go on.
Finally.
Yeah.
I just like that. The question is, would Lampard be introducing these youngsters? And I'm sure Chelsea fans especially will say, yes, he would to this question. Would he be introducing these youngsters if Chelsea didn't have that transfer ban?
He's got no choice.
Right now he has no choice.
He's got no choice.
But if he had the choice?
I think that's the reason he was brought in. Because of what he did at Derby. Not only him, I'll tell you a guy in the background who should take a lot of credit for bringing in these youngsters. Jody Morris.
I was about to say that. That's his assistant.
That's his assistant.
Because he was managing...
He was managing the youth teams in Chelsea before he went over to Derby with Lampard. The guy is fantastic. As in he's developed all these youngsters. He's done a fantastic job there. But that's the real reason I think Lampard was brought in. Not because they believe he's a good manager. I think they believe he's the one to bring the youngsters up because of his record with Jody Morris. They got on really well. They done well at Derby together. I don't think Abramovich is seeing Lampard as a guy. I want him for the next 5 years. He's gonna do it fantastic. I think he's a stopgap.
So once the transfer ban goes, does Lampard go?
If they're not performing, I think Abramovich is ruthless.
But that's no way to treat a legend.
It's not, and I don't agree with it. But I reckon in Abramovich's head, that's the reason he's brought in Lampard.
Well, this is the thing as well, is that we don't know if Lampard can manage these big name players. I'll give you an example now.
Yeah.
Pulisic.
Yeah.
The big summer signing in January. He can't get into the squad now. I think he's been missing for the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Obviously Willian starting now, Mason Mount, and then you got Barkley.
So you reckon it's because he can't handle big players, or is that?
Well, another big player at Chelsea, you would say, is Willian.
Is he?
Is he not? He's their new number 10.
Willian?
Yeah. He got Hazard's number.
I think he's dog shit.
But on a good day, he's a very good player. Okay, when you think about big name players,
on a good day,
when you think about big name players at Chelsea, who do you think of? Kante.
Kante is the best player in the world in his position.
Okay.
100%.
Who else do you think about?
Who else do I think about? All right, Kepa.
Yeah.
Big player.
There's not much really big players at Chelsea, therefore.
No, not world class player. Well, like I said, Kante is world class without a shadow of doubt. The best player in the world in his position. Kepa is a fantastic goalie. He's a big player. Other than that, you're right, but I certainly wouldn't put Willian in that category.
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
But we don't know if he can manage those players, big players.
Yeah, it's a good question.
When you compare it to Solskjaer,
so
you got Lampard and Solskjaer, 2 legends at their clubs.
Yeah.
Both in managerial positions, both roughly, well, you could say inexperienced, obviously, when you compare it to other managers.
Yeah.
Solskjaer is dealing with the likes of Pogba.
Yeah.
Martial.
Huge egos, big
egos.
Huge
egos.
Yeah.
Rashford. No, well, could say Rashford, but what I'm trying to say is you have those big egos, big name players at United. You don't really have them at Chelsea. So I think Solskjaer's job is a lot more harder right now than Lampard's.
Oh yeah, all day.
Albeit Lampard's job is hard, obviously, because of the transfer ban.
But does that make his job hard because there's a transfer ban, or does that make his job easier because there's a transfer ban? What I mean by that comment, there's no expectation for Lampard. There's no expectation at all.
We've also got to remember he's taken over a team that were the Europa League winners last season.
Doesn't mean there's expectation there.
No, I'm saying he's not taken over a shit team. When you can say that
it's not a shit team, but any team would be so much weaker without Hazard. Any team.
Yeah.
The guy was world class.
Yeah.
Let's not make no bones about this. The guy was a world class player. That team is a lot poorer without Hazard. Yeah. But saying that, there's no expectation because of the transfer ban. There's no expectation on Chelsea to do well, and the guy will be given time because he's a Chelsea legend. Yeah, and like I said, I think he was brought in for that reason, to appease the fans because of the transfer ban, because of his record with the kids. There's no pressure, there's no expectation. So, for me, it's a win-win for Chelsea.
Yeah.
I know Chelsea fans, work colleagues even saying it's too early for Lampard. As in he should have come 5 years later on. Well, I agree. He's inexperienced in that way, but I think in a way I think it's a good time to bring him in because of those reasons. I don't think there's nothing to lose in that way, but it will remain to be seen whether once the transfer embargo's gone,
What does he do?
Whether Abramovich still fancies him or not.
Wait, and if he does fancy him, what does he do? Because he doesn't strike me as the kind of person that's going to drop the youth. So, for example, if Mason Mount has a fantastic season,
which he is, which he has so far,
fantastic full season. We're 6 games into the league. There's 32 games left.
Yeah.
If Tammy Abraham continues his goal scoring form, which
he surprised me.
It hasn't surprised me. And I think you asked me the question: is he the right man? Or, is he Chelsea number 9?
Did we had that discussion?
And I said I don't think he is.
Yeah, I said the same as well.
But and I still don't think he is. He's getting goals against.
You don't think
no, because he's getting goals against lower league clubs. Goals teams against you expect him to score.
Yeah.
When he was up against Van Dijk, and perhaps it's a bit unfair on Tammy Abraham to say that because there's a lot of strikers up against Van Dijk.
Men against boys there.
Yeah. But
there's not many players that get the better of Van Dijk.
Yeah, exactly. But to prove yourself or to be that good striker, you would go up against Van Dijk and you would score a goal against him, or you would. He didn't have a sniff of the ball. Tammy Abraham against Liverpool.
No.
Didn't have a chance.
No.
They came out in the second half. They gave it a good shot.
They done well, to be fair.
They done well against a strong Liverpool side. They done really well. I give them that. Yeah. But he's not. Again, if there wasn't a transfer ban, he wouldn't be there first choice.
You know what? I swallowed my words when I said the exact same thing. I think on our show as well. I said Abraham is not the player to take Chelsea forwards. He's not the player that will do well. I said he's decent, mediocre at best.
I think that's harsh.
That was my opinion after one game. And I said that. I hold my hands up now, on Footy Show. I think Abraham is the player now to take Chelsea forwards. I know you don't think so, but I think he is. I think he's really impressed me.
I disagree.
He's really impressed me.
I disagree.
Okay.
And saying that he'll probably score a hat-trick against us in the League Cup.
there you go. But let's agree to disagree on that one.
He's the kind of player you probably put him into a Leicester squad or an Everton squad.
I think that's harsh. I think he's proven himself.
Nah, he's not proven.
No, he's not proven. But from the first game, to now, he's really impressed me. And like I said, that's why I take back what I said. I think potentially he's good enough. I think he had a tough game against Liverpool, but who wouldn't?
No, yeah, I know. Maybe I'm being harsh on him, but I don't think. I mean, I was having a debate with Chelsea fans as well about Rashford and Tammy Abraham, and he was stressing that Abraham's better than Rashford, and I think, to me that's someone that's getting a bit too excited. Potentially might be better than Rashford, but I know Rashford's goal scoring form is not great. I don't think he's had a season where he scored over 10 goals, but to say that he's better than Rashford with only 6 games into the league,
it's too early to say that.
It's too early to say, but
he has impressed me.
What I can say is that he will be coming into my fantasy football team. Because I think Chelsea have an easy run in for the next 5 games.
Did you hear that, boys?
That's your tip. That's your fantasy football tip.
Well,
but don't take tips from me because I'm like 5th from bottom, so it's right.
I think some things never change. Anyway, let's move on to the upcoming fixtures, okay?
Yeah.
And I just want to point out it's 1-0 to me. I've got more predictions right than you, so that was never in doubt. Anyway, let's see what's going to happen. Right, let's see what's going to happen on our predictions for the upcoming games.
Yeah.
Where I'll go 2-0 up or 3-0 up. But anyway, so we've got the first live game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sheffield United against Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Can't read your writing because I was just looking at the games. Right. So what's your prediction, Sammy?
With Liverpool, I think like I said, I think I've said this before, but ever since Alisson's been injured and they've had Adrian in goal, it's not because it's his fault, but they've always seemed to be conceding a goal. So with that said, and I think Sheffield United are quite strong at home, and they're coming off a great victory against Everton away from home.
Yeah.
2-0.
They fucked up my bet, but yeah, anyway.
And what the fuck is happening to Everton as well? But anyway, that's a different topic of discussion.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool.
Okay. I think Liverpool will win that game, but exactly like you said there, Sheffield United, fantastic performance to beat Everton last game away from home, which shocked me. But I'm going to go with what score to Liverpool? I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
Fair enough. Yeah. Next game is Everton versus Man City. That's at 5:30 on Saturday. How do you see that one working out? 7-0 to Man City?
No.
Like, I'm actually serious. I'm not really laughing. They wouldn't it wouldn't put it past me.
Listen.
This is an Everton side coming off a defeat against Sheffield United. An Everton side that...
You've asked me the question and you're getting a little... Look, the reason... Okay, you know... I wouldn't put it past them, but the reason why I don't think they would demolish Everton in that manner, 7-0, 8-0, blah, blah, blah. I think, obviously, Man City's pride was ruined against Norwich. That defeat hurt them. And they had to bounce back. They had to bounce back, which they did. Obviously, they battered, who was in the Champions League? I can't remember who it was, but they smashed it in the Champions League. They smashed Watford, and to be honest with you, 7-0 was kind of Watford. You know, I watched that game, and believe me, that should have been 10-0, 11-0. You know, Guerrero hit the post a couple of times. They had so many chances. So that was kind of Watford, believe it or not. Yeah. But I think they came out of the blocks in those games just to send a message to the Premier League to say that was a one-off against Norwich. We fucked up. We're going to come back twice as hard now. And they did. But they're not going to beat every team 7-0, 8-0 every game. You know, they're not. They're still going to beat Everton. For me, they will beat Everton again. Everton were, like you said, poor the last game against Sheffield United. But I reckon... and by the way, you know, Everton have, you know, done all right against City in recent years.